Herdmans are absolutely the worst kids in the history of the world.
Hey guys, Society Reviews here, my review of the film The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. We can all use some heartwarming Christmas movies, especially during this difficult time of the year. The origins of the holiday of Christmas is an interesting topic for believers around the world, as many believe that December 25th is the birthday of Jesus Christ, even though there's no evidence biblically to support the idea he was born on that day. When you ask some uncomfortable questions, you wonder just how much Christmas is truly about Christ, or do we all get duped in celebrating some Babylonian goddess holiday a few thousand years ago? All of that aside, most people still celebrate and honor Jesus on Christmas Day, which begs the question, are you doing enough to help those who are truly in need this holiday season? The Best Christmas Pageant Ever is a story about loving your neighbor as yourself, even if your neighbor may or may not be demon-possessed. The film is a story about a young girl named Beth Bradley who lives in a small town that is absolutely terrorized by a group of children referred to as the Herdmans. The Herdmans are 6 children who are often referred to as the worst kids in the world. They lie, they cheat, they steal, and they bully everyone to get their way. Tragedy strikes the town when the organizer of the annual Christmas pageant suffers an injury that forces her to be taken away from her duties. And in a desperate need to find a new director, Beth's mother, Grace, takes the job of being the new pageant director. However, many people are asking her to make changes to an otherwise boring pageant play. Careful what you ask for, because that change comes in the Herdmans demanding that they be featured in the play, with the lead Herdman, Imogen, demanding that she plays Mary. With no one willing to be a part of the play featuring the terrible group, Beth and her mother Grace have to put together the biggest pageant of the year and do so with the most unreliable group of kids that ever exists. The Best Christmas Pageant Ever is a film that feels very much like a throwback to the 1990s family movies that modern audiences simply aren't accustomed to anymore. The film is about a terrible group of misguided children who are looked down upon as outcasts, but the more you get to know them, the more you understand their problem isn't their behavior, it's the neglect that led to their behavior. One thing that should be clarified early on, this is not a spiritual or Christian movie. Meaning that if you're expecting a more faith-based elements of the story here, you're going to be disappointed because they're not here. The movie is more of a strictly family entertainment variety movie that teaches the ideals of helping those in need during the holiday season. The Herdmans are a group of children who lack a sense of community. As a result, they have been terrorizing everyone due to their lack of guidance. The movie is certainly going to have you sympathizing with these kids, showing that their bad behavior is not because they're bad people, especially when the children show an inspired interest into the biblical stories about Jesus Christ. The children show an interest in learning about the stories of the birth of Jesus, which is used as a gateway to introduce them to the earlier concepts of the Christian religion. Dallas Jennings, who is the creator of the show The Chosen, is the man in charge of directing this movie. The film certainly lambasts the perceived Christian snobbiness of some believers who do not wish to help others who don't fit their mold or what a Christian should be. While self-righteousness certainly exists in elements of the church reformers, the idea that those in the church are too afraid to handle a couple of difficult children is a viewpoint that is likely more to be held by an unbeliever than someone genuine in the faith. There's certainly a hallmark element to this film that's not necessarily a bad thing, as audiences are going to be looking for a feel-good story to enjoy with their families. Especially younger children will find a lot of joy of this movie, and that alone will satisfy a lot of needs this holiday season. Not without its flaws, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever is one of the most uplifting films of the year and a genuine crowd pleaser. I give this film a 4 out of 5.
It might be the first Christmas pageant in history where Joseph and the wise men get in a fight, and Mary hightails it with the baby.
$5 say they burned down the manger.